Imperial German maps of the hollow earth. Maps for the passage of the depths of the seas. Use only during maneuvers. Instructions to pass spaces and corridors for the voyage to Agartha. Coordinates were given in the documents. The coordinates coincide with New Swabia. Dive at the point with the coordinates, exact intersection, 68 degrees southern latitude and 1 degree eastern latitude, at a depth of 400 meters. But the most intriguing detail are the presence of underwater passages spanning across the entire continent and seem to converge at the exact location that is identified as the opening towards the hollow earth or inner earth. Here is a map. As you can see, it nearly coincides with the coordinates that were given, and the water passages go to the South Pole. Did their U-boats go down through these secret passages of water under the South Pole into the inner earth? In addition, documents obtained by the Soviets at the close of World War II recently surfaced, which shows a 1944 map from the Third Reich detailing the direct passageway used by German U-boats to access this subterranean domain Agartha. The Andromeda device, cigar-shaped craft that houses circular UFOs. Various Nazi UFOs. A lot of the pictures may be fake, but the documents are real. When the U.S. Army came upon one of the uncompleted machines in 1945, the craft was first mistaken as some sort of radio tower due to the strange antennas protruding from the craft. The immense size of the uncompleted machine didn't reveal its purpose until someone actually climbed up on top of it and immediately spotted a cockpit with very thick glass that was shattered. The semi-completed craft, painted gray with no markings, was heavily damaged as the Germans retreated, taking with them all of the prototype's sensitive navigation equipment and the strange propulsion system. This caused damage to the craft except for the two open exposed bays, which were empty of any Hanbu or Vril discs. Photos seem to indicate that the other prototype, Freya, or one similar to it, was completed and flew sometime in 1944/1945. The exotic craft was designed for a speed of 300,000 km/h. If one did escape in March 1945, that one most likely had the Vril Chiffon aboard and achieved channeled flight. Their final destination? The Aldebaran system. By 1944, the perfected war model, the Hanbu II Dustra, Dornier Stratospheren Flugzeug, was tested. Two prototypes were built. These massive machines, several stories tall, were crewed by 20 men. They were also capable of hypersonic speed beyond 21,000 km per hour. The SS had intended to produce the machines with tenders for both Junkers and Dornier, but in late 1944/early 1945 Dornier was chosen. The close of the war, however, prevented Dornier from building any production models. Yet larger still was the 71-meter diameter Hanbu III. A lone prototype was constructed before the close of the war. It was crewed by 32 and could achieve speeds of between 7,000 to 40,000 km per hour. It had a triple Vict Allen hull. It is said to have had a flight endurance of between 7 to 8 weeks. The craft made 19 test flights. This craft was to be used for evacuation work for Thule and Vril in March 1945. Named Ostera, after the old Germanic goddess of the East, dawn, rebirth, and resurrection, the overloaded Hanbu III may have been boosted by a cluster of A9/A10 rockets to get it into the air with SS General Hans Kammler on board. Hanbu III specifications. Image of craft. Heavy armed flight gyro Hanbu III. Diameter, 71 meters. Propulsion, Thule Tachyonator 7C plus Schumann levitators, armored. Steering controls, mag field impulsor 4A. Velocity, around 7,000 km/h. Arithmetically until 40,000. Range, in flight time around 8 weeks, with SL flying 40% more. Armaments, 4x11 cm KSK in rotary turrets, 3 below, 1 on top, 10x8 cm KSK. In rotary rings plus 6x Mk 108. 8x3 cm KSK remote controlled. External armor, 3 bulkheads Vict Allen. Crew, 32 men, transport capacity maximum 70 persons. Space capacity, 100%. Hovering capacity, 25 minutes. Flight operation capacity, weather independent day and night. Fundamental applicability, around 1945. Remark, SSE-4 holds the necessary note, that the Hanbo 3 is a great work of German technology in development. Because of the situation of materials, all work should be focused on building the available Hanbo 2. Together with the light flight gyros Vril of the Schumann group, we could surely fulfill the demands of the Führer on time. The Forbidden Land of Agartha and the Thule Secret Society. The intriguing detail here is that there are underwater passageways that run nearly the entire length of the continent and seem to converge at the exact location identified as the opening into the deep inner or subterranean earth. Someone needs to find out where these directions from the coordinates would lead to. Dive. From the point of diving with half drive, a starboard slant of 10 degrees with a bow load inclination angle of 5 degrees. Distance 188 nm, nautical miles. The allowed depth of 500 meters. During the driving in the corridor, the pressure on the ship's hull during maneuvers is marginally. Emerge. Ballast with a stern trim, emerge in an angle of 23 degrees with a portside slant position of 22 degrees. 190 meters upwards. Distance 75,5 nm. Difficult maneuver. Emerge. Ballast with a stern trim, emerging inclination angle of 41 degrees, drive straight forward. 110 meters upwards, distance 21,5 nm. Afterwards a starboard slant position of 8 degrees until you emerge on the surface of the cave. Distance 81 nm. Drive on the surface of the cave with a starboard slant position of 8 degrees. Distance 286 nm. 5. 6. Difficult maneuver. Dive. With a bow load, inclination angle of 45 degrees. Until a depth of 240 meters, distance 60 nm. Afterwards with a portside slant position of 20 degree at which the diving until 310 meters until the drive in the corridor is continued. After the mark of 310 meters is the diving to be proceeded with a port load capacity. Diving angle of 7 degrees until 360 meters. Distance 70 nm. Further starboard slant position of 31 degrees until a depth of 380 meters. Dive. Port load, emergence angle of 22 degrees. 199 meters upwards with a portside slant position of 26 degrees. Distance 43 nm. Emerge. Stern trim. Emergence angle of 45 degrees, always straight forward, until you breach the surface in Agartha. Distance 70 nm. Drive to Agartha. Full speed ahead. Look straight forward, until the new light is put out. Changing of the magnet poles. The movements of the compass needles and other meters are to be ignored. Good luck.